Can I see what our tickets look like?
Hold on.
About 120 miles apart.
Bubba,
Yeah.
guess what's my favorite sport?
Where?
Guess what's my favorite sport?
Bellissima?
Bubba. Take off, take off.
Now in the river, straight ahead of us, there's an airplane on
Love,
float.
take off.
That airplane
Stop it.
It is going to take off.
Take off right next to the boat.
It is going to take
Want
off.
to get pictures? You're welcome to move
Yeah, but
about. We
take
can
it off.
ask you two favors.
It's taking off.
Furniture is not made for standing on. And if you would be thoughtful to your fellow travelers, what that
Please
means
come
is if
over
you
here,
stand up, it is a glare test. Look over your shoulder, see if anybody's glaring at you.
It's taking off. Look, it's taking off. I am.
42 miles an hour. Air speed is what he's looking for. You'll see on the other side for that
I didn't even hear.
It took off from water. And it will land in water.
Hey, what the hell?
There's the other boat in front of us, but not as big as ours.
Here on board the boat. We do have a good
Oh, that is so cool. Mama, video games are so dry.
souvenirs kept
Mama,
in the back
you
of
got
the
video
level,
papers.
and the
Man.
directions are located back in the first three decks. There are
And everything
9
that
decks
goes to an
on board this boat.
water airplane
Donuts are
flying.
complimentary, so help yourselves to those at the back of the first two decks and up forward on the upper two decks.
Well, Maya,
Now on the back of that
actually,
picture,
never.
there is a map of this river.
Yeah, I've
Want to
seen
go
water
see that real
planes
quick?
not flying.
We're going to put
Like
it live on
touchdowns.
television for you.
Yes, Mama?
Would you like to have a house like that? That's a house.
Yep.
We're going to turn around
I like that.
downstream,
That's going to be a
and we are going to stop just below. And you'll see the airplane coming in for a landing. Now he's backing off on the, he's got the clown and he's watching the river, but there's reefs of Sky River. Using the ring as a gauge, plane is landing right coming to a boat. He's going to try to look at that air around the bow. We'll see him on the airplane will start to deploy him like a speedboat. Right now, rudders on the back of the float. Right up to his yard and go to work on air. I got an interesting story from Steve. I asked him how he wound up in an airplane like that. And by 1905, Fairbanks was an incorporated community. And everything arrived by storm radar right there. So there were hundreds of storm radars working
Oh, I
here.
would love to have
And that's
not
brought in
that kind of
everything
house
from
with
heavy
that
machinery to
circle
lighting
around.
changes. There's Susan Butcher on the runners, bringing the sled down the river about where
So they're wealthy because we just want to make sure everything goes safely for them, but we also like to begin bonding with these little guys from the very first day that they're born. Now their eyes are closed for about the first 2 weeks of their life, but they have a very wonderful sense of smell. So what we like to do, we'll pick up each puppy individually and we'll check them all over, make sure everybody's healthy, and by doing so also blow across their nose. And because I don't have any range of lines to guide these guys with, it's only stretched out just beautifully, running stride for stride with each other. Now I'm going to have to give a right hand turn. Come here, come on up, and I'll talk to you when I get back.
That's the driving.
You can see them on television going in front of the wall tent, nicely stretched out in the sunlight out there. And they'll be back here in about 45 seconds. But listen a little bit about that right turn command.
Boys command, it's important that they take that command. If they end out on the wrong trail, it can be a challenge to get that entire team.
They are on television already.
How'd they get over there?
There is a loop, I'm sure they turned around.
I wanna go there.
Near the hog command, they take it beautifully, a left turn, they come right back into the yard. Susan Butcher's trailbreaker fitness, the 2001 Rookie of the Year for the Iditarod Trail. How about that for Jesse Williams? Now, Jesse, you were hitting the
12 miles an hour. And if we get on a really slow starting trail, we might be down to 7 or 8 miles an hour.
Well, and now they're going right out to the river, and of course the water level has changed overnight, and sometimes it catches the balloon off guard. They wind up going right off that little riverbank there. But Susan Butcher would say this is such an important part of their training.
Well, the water is extremely important because they love to run and play. I think every mile we run, they probably go about 10, so it's really good exercise for them. When they get hot, well, they just jump in the water and go for a swim to cool off and get a little drink, and then jump out and go running some more. So it's certainly one of our more favorite activities, but there are some days we can't.
Migrating over 400 miles across the wilderness, and they're very well adapted to that environment. For one, they have big feet which help them travel on soft ground like snow and tundra. Those big feet are helpful in swimming as well, and they swim rather large rivers and lakes in their migratory pattern.
Gracie, can you see me?
Now, in addition,
Gracie,
they've got a winter coat.
you can come here and see too.
I like that white
Winter
one.
coat will grow out.
It has a winter coat.
And that gives them extra flotation for swimming. These expensive red meat available in Alaska, produced here in the state. There were herds of tens of thousands of reindeer, and they were harvested and shipped on refrigerator boats down to the coast of Alaska, down to the west coast of the United States. And that reindeer meat was available to the communities to buy right across the dock.
Grace, come here for a second. So you can take a
We have
picture.
a lot of reindeer on the table when I was growing up because it was inexpensive. We also hunted and fished. We lived on the coast where we I'll see you downstairs. And is pulverized into this very fine material. Now I'll show you what happens to it. Remember, Jesse Royer tougher than it was earlier this year. And every time the water comes up, it deposits more of this silt. It's what creates some of the navigational challenges on these rivers. Captains, of course, are taught from generation to generation
There are
how
two
to
of
read
them.
these waters and understand what's going on down below. Water, it's face down. Salmon migrate up this river through the silty water, and they're only can catch literally hundreds of salmon per day. Who have inhabited this valley for 10 to 12,000 years were literally a stone and bone culture. They didn't have metal tools, knives, axes, saws, pots. It was a good-sized island. It disappeared one spring when ice and water just washed the entire island away. It's been there for several decades, so it's just a constant, ever-changing environment. No effort to dredge to control. So that happens in this alliance right there. I see you got any great generation in fish camp.
Oh, I think this is an excellent time.
Those two structures behind her, she will then remove the head and the backbone. Both are winter food for the dogs. They can be split and dried. There's a lot of calcium and protein there. The viscera and the scraps are summer food for the dogs, and the dogs are on hand It's a kind of a security, so bears or other critters might try and come.
Where I'm studying elementary education, and I'm also a junior. But right now, we are in the Canada Valley, and this is actually the heart of Athabascan Indian country. Today, our Susan will be the Athabascan Indians, and how they adapted to this environment for over 10,000 years. The antlers of the caribou or the reindeer, that would be great, just because they're very sensitive. But right now, I'm sorry, we're really not paying enough front. Once the hunter has used a moose call, you can use a bow or bow-tip spear, much like this one. How you use the spear is you would hold it at a 45-degree angle, and you would crouch down really low to the ground, and you would provoke the moose to
Now, the Alaskan Husky is a breed of dog, but it's not a registered or a purebred dog. Therefore, we do kind of have a different looking dog. Just we just don't care what these dogs look like.
I'm sure I got you. All right, you ready? Here, I'm going to get him coming there.
Whoa, you fast.
Fit it to her, Katie.
Here, come here. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Go faster, go faster.
See, they're ready for leaves. They love this stuff. Guess what a spider went on me?